Semifinal 1 post-meet press conference of the 2024 NCAA Gymnastics National Championship in Fort Worth, Texas. This press conference is being recorded live and will be available at the conclusion of the press conference. We're joined today by the LSU Tigers, who advanced to the National Championship Finals on Saturday. From the Tigers, we are joined by Haleigh Bryant, Kiya Johnson, and Savannah, Schoenherr, and head coach Jay Clark. Coach Jay Clark, if you'll please begin with an opening statement, and then we will open the floor for questions.
Okay. Well, obviously we're thrilled to be back in the finals again for the second year in a row, and it never gets old to advance to this point. It's almost a relief when you do, rather than a celebration in some ways. But just proud of how this team has done all year long. They've been everything we've asked them to be. They took the lessons learned from last year that when we suffered so many injuries and faced so much adversity, and they learned the attributes that they needed to adhere to in order to be consistently successful. And a lot of that has to do with just doing it for each other and being unselfish and staying focused on the greater picture. And so I'm just proud of them. There's so many great stories and so many individuals on this team that have done tremendous jobs and contributed in ways that aren't seen all the time. You know, a lot of times the press clippings go to the biggest scorers, obviously, but there's so many people on our team behind the scenes that have played roles that have improved us in so many ways, and they with their voice, with their presence, with their energy, with their work ethic, and everything that they do behind the scenes that doesn't always get seen. So just very proud, and feel privileged to coach these tremendous women.
We'll now open the floor for questions. Yes.
Scott Rabelais with the Veterans Advocate. I'd like to start with Kiya, since you were here watching. You were watching last year as they made it to the final, kind of an unexpected way. But to be able to participate again and to help the team get back there, how much this year? How much did you think leading up to this that you wanted this moment, and now that it's here? How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel really good. This year has been everything and more to me, coming out of last year and what had happened. So this year's been super fun. Every single meet has been amazing, and to go to the Final Four with my team is awesome.
Yes.
This is Tim McInville, Double Back with Pinty Mac Podcast. Savannah, it seems like the team maybe wasn't getting some of the landings that they wanted on vault, but you sort of cracked out a great one, and then it felt like the momentum then picked up as you went to bars. So I would just love to hear about sort of how that vault felt, and then maybe what the transition was over to bars from all three of you.
Yeah, my vault felt great. Definitely still more that we can give from all of us. But like Jay's kind of said to the team, we don't have to be perfect. And we're definitely still putting all the puzzle pieces together, but that's what Saturday's for. I think that when you have a really good routine or event, it can definitely help to build momentum for the rest of the lineup and continuing into the rest of the events. I think that we came out with some really huge vaults, but just kind of, like you said, struggled with a little the landings for a few of them. But again, I kind of told a few of the girls, we would much rather have big gymnastics than to be timid. And that's exactly what they were doing. And again, that momentum just continued carrying all the way through bars and then all the way through the rest of the meet.
Yes.
For Haleigh, you guys, whenever you started with the struggles on vault, it progressively got better, and then each routine after that got better, and the numbers showed it. Just, what were you guys talking about, if you can share in those huddles, on how to motivate each other and help y'all really elevate your performances for the later events?
I think we were just so excited going into this competition, but we really just had to settle down and do our normal gymnastics. So after vault, we circled up, and it was just normal gymnastics, nothing more, nothing less, because normal's enough. So I think we really got that together on bars and did our normal gymnastics, and we were really excited and kept it going all the way through.
Valencia King with Real Talk Sports. Jay, my question is for you. You mentioned the lessons that this team has learned along the way, but what is something that you've learned from them this year?
Oh my gosh. Every year, I tell them every year, usually at senior night is when I tell them. I've learned more in my 34 years of coaching from the student athletes that I've been with than than they've ever learned from me, I assure you. And I just think that when, you know, this group exhibits such incredible character and integrity as they deal with each other, the relationships that they have, and they pour into one another sincerely, and it's pretty special to watch, like on a daily basis. And I think the docuseries that we have, The Climb, captures some of that. But there's so many little moments that I walk through the gym and I walk through the building and I'll see these interactions going on with them, and I just kind of inside smile and go, they get it, you know, they really understand what this truly is all about. And if we have an advantage at any level of this thing, it is that togetherness, and that is the biggest pillar of who we are.
And then one more for you, Kiya. I know you guys feel the energy from your fans and everything, but how much do you carry your hometown with you every time you go out to compete?
Ooh, I love being from Texas. I'm so excited to be back here, and I love coming back here to compete in the NCAA championship. And I don't know, everybody here has supported me and really gotten me through up until this point in my career. So I'm super excited to be back and to be able to compete in front of my family and just my home in general.
Emily Jim Bobber from the Washington Post. For Jay, it just seems like the spotlight on this team is massive, whether it's NIL, growth of college gymnastics and everything. How do you navigate just staying focused on doing high-level gymnastics while also embracing those opportunities that they want?
You know, I don't know if I have a real accurate answer to that, except that I depend heavily on the character of these young women. They you know, it would be easy to get distracted with a lot of the things that go on. And when NIL started, I was like one of the ones going, oh man, this is gonna like destroy like all the stuff that we talk about and want in terms of our culture. But it lives sort of the poster child for all of that. But she has done a tremendous job of setting the tone of being a good teammate and just being Olivia in the gym. And a lot of that stuff doesn't really enter our conversations a whole lot. And when she's gotten deals, she does care packages for her team, and you know, it really has not clouded the issue. I think the spotlight that we've created for ourselves with our fan base, and then I mentioned that docuseries last year, which was kind of neat because it kind of created a groundswell of like awareness about our program. But I think other programs probably have interesting stories to tell too, and we're starting to see more of that behind the scenes sort of content coming out of different places. So, you know, all I can tell you is that we just appeal to them to keep focused on the kind of the 5 minutes in front of their face and not get too swayed. I gave them an analogy before SECs about, and it was something that I saw on Instagram, so it's not like it's not like I came up with this genius thing, but it was about an eagle. You know, the only bird that dares to mess with an eagle is a crow, and the crow will get on the eagle's back and peck at its neck, and the eagle doesn't really react to it. It just spreads its wings higher and starts to soar higher and higher until the altitude gets so much that the crow just falls off. And I used that as the analogy in a way that was about distractions, whether that's NIL or whether that's scores at a meet or whether that's things that noise about people wanting this to be the team to finally break through and win, and all the things that get talked about. All of that are the little crows that just are pecking at our neck, and I've just been super pleased with how they have stayed focused and on message with that, and continued to soar higher and higher.
Yes. Hi, congratulations, Darcy May from ESPN.com. Jay, sort of going along with that in that crow analogy, in terms of keeping the 5 minutes in front of you, what will you focus on tomorrow? How do you keep the team focused 1 meet away from something you've been working towards?
It's just tonight is going to be recovery and spending time with their families a little bit, and then tomorrow we'll just kind of get up. We do something called FRC, which is just sort of a functional mobility, joint mobility. It's glorified stretching. It has sort of a yoga component to it, and we'll just try to keep their bodies moving. I don't want them laying around all day. But we're going to go. We found a place off site here that we can do cryo and just try to recover. And I want them to get off their feet, you know, at a decent time tonight. But not a whole lot of conversation will go on tomorrow about Saturday. We sort of reserve that for Actually, tomorrow night is when we have our evening meeting after dinner is when we first start to address Saturday, and then we get up and go through our routine. We'll have our breakfast and the whole kind of thing. But really, it's just about repeating everything that we've done. Because again, if you get here and you start to try and reinvent the wheel or try to add something to it, that makes me nervous.
Yes, sir, in the back.
Kevin Baptiste, WFBTV. This is for Haleigh. Is there a different feel or different mindset going to the finals this time around with kind of all the tools at y'all disposal as opposed to last year when y'all were kind of wounded a bit?
I really don't think so. I think last year was last year, and we just worked with what we had kind of. Obviously, next person up is something we really talked about last year, but that goes for this year as well. I think everybody is so capable of such amazing gymnastics, so I think our mindset's going to stay the exact same, nothing more, nothing less, because normal's enough, and just not making it more than it has to be. Kiya says it all the time. Obviously, we know we're going to go out Saturday and compete for a national championship, but we don't want that to be like in the forefront of our mind. We just want to go out there one skill at a time, one event at a time, and do what we do every single day.
This will be our final question.
Kennedy Banks, Tiger TV. Coach Clark, you talked about getting off to a slow start on vault. How do you kind of pull the vault up to the rest of how else you competed tonight, looking forward to Saturday, knowing that this is tough competition ahead and that vault really, the start off was shaky, but you ended up on better terms. How do you bring that up to where you were tonight?
I think we just what I felt happened on the first event was that we were a little bit. It was a combination of things because I had worked hard at not overhyping today, and I think we were a little bit flat, a little kind of emotionally, a little bit not. I just didn't feel the energy that I normally feel. And we got about halfway through the lineup, and I was like, guys, we don't have to be perfect today, but we can't sleepwalk through it either. And that's when Sav planted her ball, and things began to turn around. I don't think it's about doing anything different. We can't get into a mindset. Look, Oklahoma's the prohibitive favorite, right? I mean, that's just the fact. And we can't get into a mindset of we've got to do something special because a got to mentality screams desperation. You gotta stay in a we get to be here, and we get to take advantage of this opportunity, and we can let momentum catch fire. If we get a fire, we got fire starters throughout all of our lineups, and once that starts, it can come from anywhere. And you saw that today. We weren't great on vault, but then by the time we got to beam, we were locked down and really good. And all four events can do that. So we just have to be ourselves and just stay true to what our identity and not try to do something super special because we're chasing somebody else's performance. Sometimes I wish there was defense in gymnastics, but there's not. And so all we can do is what we can do, and just go cut loose. We're here, and let's enjoy it. Let's be grateful for the opportunity, and let's just let it fly.
Well, congratulations. Thanks for having some fun with us in here, and we look forward to y'all having some more fun on Saturday.
Thank you.